Cubs and Brewers start a three-game set in Milwaukee, and it's next on Comcast Sportsnet. We're just under 40 minutes until the start of the game. There's still time for you to give Felco a call, 866-4FELCO. We're setting the table next on Cubs Pregame Live.
This is Cubs Pregame Live, presented by Fields Auto Group.
Hello and welcome into Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. As always, along with my partner Todd Hollinsworth, I'm David Kaplan. Cubs coming off a quality series win against the Mets, and after an off day on Thursday, they open up a three-game set against the Brewers tonight. Holly, 2 of 3 from the Rangers, 2 of 3 from the Mets coming out of the All-Star break, but the most important part for me is the starting pitching in every game was outstanding.
And the defense to go along with it, which I thought was a huge part of this as well. Let's remember back to the beginning of the season, how this thing turned and everybody started to jump right back on board real quick when this team ran out and took control of this division here in the National League Central. Pitching and defense, day in and day out, and that was important to see coming out of the gates. Right, this team limped a little bit towards the end. Listen, that 24-game stretch of games played, it looked like it wore on them just a little bit, but again, out of the gate, pitching and defense is there. That timely hitting started to come around. We're getting some long balls from Anthony Rizzo, some timely hits from some of the guys in the lineup. This thing is starting to come together and move in the right direction.
All right, Cubs still on the best record in the major leagues by a half game over the Giants, who were also off yesterday. Same for Cleveland, which is a game off the Northsiders' pace. Then it's the Nationals, Red Sox, and Rangers. One of the big reasons for the Cubs' success on the homestand was Anthony Rizzo. He had his 11th career multi-home run game on Wednesday, smacking 2 no-doubters off Bartolo Colon. And I mean, Holly, those were crushed.
Absolute great extension right there. You watch, the second one was impressive right there. The doubles, one I love is because he's short and compact with the ball right there. I don't want to say he's a little long, short to quick right there. But again, was sitting on a breaking pitch and absolutely unloaded right there. Just good to see. He's got that power stroke going right now. And again, listen, it's certainly part of their offense and it's what they do. I like the fact that we've got a couple hot hitters, Baez right now and Russell swinging the bat as well. But who doesn't like the home runs off the bat of Anthony Rizzo?
Rizzo owns the best OPS in the National League at .999 entering tonight's ballgame, tied for first in RBIs, second behind teammate Chris Bryant in home runs, fourth in the National League in on-base percentage, tied for fourth in doubles. He's been a rock in the middle of the lineup, and he is a legitimate MVP candidate. Maybe both guys split the vote because if you check the odds, Chris Bryant is 2-1 to win the MVP, Rizzo 5-1. Yet right now, I think if I had to vote, I think I vote Anthony Rizzo close over Chris.
For now. Give it a game.
That could change.
Give it a game or two, right. You know, the great thing about this is it's a friendly competition. You hear me talk about that an awful lot. Internal competition, how vital it is to an organization, how vital it is to a lineup. And we think, listen, these guys are good friends. They push each other and they motivate each other. They're making each other better. Listen, I know that when it comes down to it, I think each one would love to win that award, and certainly each are right in position to do that. It's going to take a little motivation going here into the second half and pushing each other to be better. They are the mainstays in this lineup. They're the rocks in the middle of this lineup as well. And if the Cubs are going to do anything long-term this season, you want to see both these guys playing at their best.
Another boost to the Cubs lineup coming with the return of Dexter Fowler. He's been out since June 19th, a long time, with a strained right hamstring. He started a rehab assignment again Wednesday. AAA Iowa said yesterday, good to go. Join the team tonight in Milwaukee. Cubs are 43-18 in games started by Fowler this season, 14-19 with him out of the lineup. As Fowler goes, the Cubs go, as Joe Madden likes to say.
That's why he's my MVP. That's what I've been saying all season long. Of course, I can't say that when he's not in the lineup for 30 games straight, and that's kind of what happened when he pulled that hamstring. Let's say this. I'm going to go ahead and assume 100% back, and I'm going to say, listen, we're in a good spot. I don't believe they'd let him back out on the field unless there was nothing to worry about, but I am thrilled to see him back in that lineup. The impact that he has had, not only with the power, not only with the defense, but that on-base percentage, the consistency at the top of the lineup, the switch hitting, the consistency from both sides of the plate has set the table for what Rizzo have really done in the middle of this lineup. And it's been, like I said, 14-19 without him.
Let's take a look at today's pitching matchup brought to you by Bona, the original Italian beef. All right, Cubs go right-hander Jason Hamill coming off a great performance against the Texas Rangers. Hamill 8-5 on the season with a very solid 3.34 ERA. Brewers counter with one of their better guys, Jimmy Nelson. He's 6-7, but the ERA very impressive at 3.39. Hamill was bothered by cramping in his right hand a few starts ago. The Cubs team doctor, Dr. Stephen Patch Adams, recommended potato chips. You heard me right, potato chips, to get more potassium, salt, and carbohydrates into his body. Hamill received a surprise care package on Wednesday at Wrigley Field. Holly, have you ever heard of anything like this during your playing days?
No, but I'm starting to cramp right now, Cappy. I think I might need some potato chips. Can we make that happen?
We'll get that done.
Yeah, you know what? I'd have to tell you, that's a great result. Now, listen, I know Dr. Adams, and I'm not really surprised that maybe that's the answer right there. But no, I've never seen anything like this. But again, if it works, don't change it. And again, going off that last start, we got to see a great Jason Hamill. Good command, great command of the fastball, the good slider as well, and he looked confident. And if that's what's going to keep things in line, so be it. Let's eat potato chips.
All right, apparently it was working for Hamill. Last time out against the Rangers, 6 innings, gave up just 1 run, 3 hits, 7 Ks. He looked really good against a really good hitting lineup. His first win since June the 4th. He has a 2.66 ERA in 12 career starts against the Milwaukee Brewers. 2.18 at Miller Park, which is a good hitting park.
Oh, it is. But again, he knows how to use the fastball moving around the strike zone, and that's what you saw him do his last start as well as really just about, at least in my opinion, any start this season. You watched him attack the low zone. You saw the slider down there elevated with purpose. That's always key, being able to move the fastball around and pick up a few strikeouts along the way. There wasn't a whole lot of hard contact against Jason Hamill, a key. You see it right there. Could have gone longer. It was a hot day out at Wrigley Field. Only 81 pitches in those 6 innings.
It was nice to see Hamill get off to a good start in the second half against the Rangers because in his career, he's really been a first half of the season pitcher. In his big league career, he's got a 3.99 ERA in the first half, a 5.11 in the second half with a 21-37 record. Last season with the Cubs, 2.86 ERA in 17 first half starts, a 5.10 in 14 second half starts. Is that a cause for concern if you're Joe Madden, Theo Epstein, Jed Hoyer?
It's a cause for recognition. I would not say it's a cause for concern, and I think that's the organizational philosophy. That would be a teammate philosophy. I was sitting next to him. Listen, this might be your past. This is what you've lived through, and this is what you've gone through. But this year's going to be different, and here's why. This is what you're going to do. I'm sure these are things that he's definitely prepared himself for, whether it's the potato chips or not. Listen, the bottom line is you know yourself. And Jason's been around long enough to know this has been really good for me. I've come out of the chutes great. This has been really bad for me. I've struggled. I've got to make some adjustments. I don't know what it is, but again, confidence being the key. Whatever gets him into that point, like I said, if it's the potato chips, so be it. But this year's going to be different.
It's Jimmy Nelson going for the Milwaukee Brewers tonight. He's really had the Cubs' number this season. 2 starts, he's allowed just 1 earned run in 12 2/3 innings. That's good for a phenomenal 0.71 ERA. His last start against the Cubs, May 18, 7 1/3 scoreless, gave up just 5 lousy hits. That's it.
They haven't been able to do much against him, but if you noticed in those stats, in both those starts, there was 4 walks in both of them. One was a shorter start in 5 innings, and then you've got this one here, 7. Now, I guess the point is this. To me, it's still about the Cubs and the opportunities to score runs against them, and of course, that's the book on Jimmy Nelson this year. There's numbers behind the numbers. He's done a very, very good job stranding runners. In fact, runners leading off an inning are hitting much higher against him than runners in scoring position, which, I mean, it's a 70-point difference. I mean, things like that stand out. A 77% strand rate tells you traffic is on the bases, but he's making pitches or he's getting the ball on the ground when he needs to. So keep your eye on that tonight. Listen, I think there's going to be some opportunities for the Cubs to score some runs. I'm looking at it 2 ways up north here in Milwaukee. We either start long balling it or we start driving in some guys or moving guys around and getting a little bit more active on the bases. But you think back to that last series, we struggled offensively, and that's why we lost 2 of 3. So a little better effort.
All right, time for our first break on Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Coming up, an injury update on Jorge Soler. As Joe Nathan looks to set the Cubs or join the Cubs, whose bullpen has been much improved as of late. We'll go inside those numbers next.
Cubs Pregame Live is presented by Fields Auto Group. Fields matters because you matter. See Fields first. FieldsAuto.com.
It starts with the low Fields price, and then we include all of the Fields amenities at no extra charge.
I'm not overpaying for my vehicles. I'm getting great customer service and great amenities at Fields.
A low price and a whole lot more, like our Fields amenities that include free loaners, free car washes, and our Fields cafes.
It's not about the word free, it's the way they deliver it and what they deliver.
We simply treat people the way we want to be treated. It's a commitment to our customers we made long ago. Fields matters because you matter.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 Double Play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
Your home, your auto. They just go together. Combine your home and auto insurance with State Farm. Save time and money. Just another way we're here to help life go right. Talk to your State Farm agent today.
Know you can keep your financial big picture under control. Know you can see how much you have to spend and whether you should transfer funds. Know you can easily keep track of what you're putting away. And know you're budgeted for the great escape. Thanks to Virtual Wallet by PNC.
Pat Hughes reporting from Wrigleyville Sports, where the excitement is building. Devin is getting a new home white jersey customized while he waits. He'll be ready for game action in no time. Ashley is having fun taking selfies in her new Cubs t-shirt. Fits like a glove. Colin is testing out a new bat. Get out the tape measure, long gone. Across the street from Wrigley Field, Wrigleyville Sports is your one-stop shop for everything Cubs. Open 7 days a week or anytime at WrigleyvilleSports.com.
You're watching Cubs Pregame live presented by Fields Auto Group. Now back to Captain Holly.
Thanks, Addison. Welcome back. Time for the ATI Physical Therapy Injury Report. Trevor Cahill is on the DL with patellar tendonitis in his right knee, eligible to come off the DL Sunday. Chris Coughlin still out with the right rib cage strain, and Jorge Soler, George, they call him in the clubhouse, has been on the shelf since June 7th with that left hamstring strain. He played his first rehab game in right field the other night, struck out all 3 times. All right, Cap and Holly with you on Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the great folks at the Fields Auto Group. Let's look at the Cubs lineup, brought to you by our friends at Wrigleyville Sports. Take a look. There is the name you wanted to see. Show it to us. Come on. There you go. Dexter Fowler back in the lineup, activated. Albert Almora is going back to the minor leagues. Dexter leads off. Chris Bryant up in the 2-hole, 285 batter. Rizzo in the 3. Zobrist cleans up. Contreras is in left. Hayward, Russell, Montero, and Hamill is on the bump.
Yeah, really excited to see Dexter Fowler back. We talked about the on-base percentage, certainly the presence that he has in the lineup. That's really what it does. When you look at the talent, even the way that this lineup is configured, without Dexter Fowler, you say it's missing a leadoff hitter. So then you've got to take somebody from the bottom of the lineup, and you got to put him in the leadoff spot. And then all of a sudden, it just looked a little dysfunctional, admittedly. I mean, the middle of your lineup doesn't change a whole lot, but here's the thing. Dexter gets better pitches because the guys that are behind him, and the guys behind him get to hit with Dexter on base all day long. That's what we saw all first half, and I'm excited to see it again. Hopefully Dexter comes back and picks up right where he left off.
Javier Baez has really established himself this season. He's been on a tear lately, hitting .371, 4 doubles, 2 homers, and 8 RBIs his last 18 games. He looks really good.
Look at the pace of his swing. I mean, Cappy, honestly, I feel like standing up and clapping. I mean, it's been so much fun to watch his progression. Now, I feel like we could have accelerated this a little bit, but what have we seen over the last 18 ball games? Every one of these swings, you see what's going on right here? There's a little wiggle in the bat, but it's under control. It's through the zone. It's allowing the ball to travel. It's not coming out of your shoes every time. And you know what's so funny about it, Cappy, is like even earlier in this year, there were a couple moments where he started to heat up, right? And all of a sudden, we see the big swings start to kind of come back around a little bit, and there would be some strikeouts, big swings, and some broken bats. Yeah, you know, there were a couple long homers in there, including Mother's Day, I think, too. But what you're seeing right now is the completion of the package. I hope he just continues to run with it. You don't lose power, or you don't really generate more power by swinging harder and showing more movement at the start of your swing. It's still bat through the zone, bat control, and then velocity. He doesn't forfeit any of that by having a more controlled swing. And what you're seeing right now is the strikeouts coming down, better contact, more contact, and better results.
Let's move on to the Cubs bullpen now. After allowing 7 runs in 5 innings on July 9 in Pittsburgh, Cubs pen has a 1.69 ERA in the last 7 games. They've held the opposition to a 1.67 average while walking 2 and striking out an even dozen. You got to have a good pen or you have no chance.
I totally agree with you. We know that. But what's the one thing that we've noticed here, going to the bullpen and the results that we've seen there, and maybe there's some tweaking coming here before we get to the deadline, but the starting pitching is doing what the starting pitching did all first half. You see how it sequences itself. When you get your bullpen and you're using it the right way and you're not overexposing it, you're not asking guys to go extra innings, you're not asking guys to pitch out of their normal routine, the things start to normalize themselves. And what do you see? I mean, listen, the Texas Rangers are a very good offensive club. They've scored a ton of runs this year. The bullpen was huge in that series. So it does speak to, how we work, how baseball players work, how a team functions. When you get the 6 and 7 strong innings out of your starters and you put yourself in a position to line yourself up right in the bullpen, you typically get good results.
All right, Theo Epstein and Jed Hoyer worked the phones, went out and acquired some bullpen help on Wednesday with the acquisition of lefty Mike Montgomery from the Seattle Mariners. Lefty's hitting just a $164 off Montgomery this season. Before tonight's game, Montgomery was asked if he knows his role in his bullpen yet.
I think it's kind of pending. I think he said he doesn't necessarily know. It's just what the situation of the game calls for. And I told him I'm ready for whatever situation comes my way, and I'll make sure to prepare both mentally and physically for that. And I think at the same time, he said just have some fun with it. And I think that's kind of what you see when this team, as an outsider looking in, you go, man, those guys have a lot of fun, and they're also really good. So, kind of just try to be a part of that and try to help the team win. It's really exciting. It's, kind of a feeling that maybe, hasn't quite sunk in yet. But, I kind of am really feeling anxious, because I want to, really contribute. And, I haven't been in a situation where, we are a World Series contender, and to come here, it's just, I want to go out there and just, do everything I can for all these guys and help the team win.
Spencer Patton optioned to AAA to make room for Montgomery, who will wear number 38. He should fill in nicely with the Cubs bullpen in need of another lefty arm.
Listen, he throws 94 miles an hour. He's got a pretty decent cutter. You saw the breaking ball right there in the highlights. It's a good pitch. Gets lefties out, also gets righties out. Good start if you need him to. This kid's got a live arm. You get to control him for a little while. I'm excited for the opportunity, and I love the fact that Theo, this was nobody, listen, we cover the Cubs. I get to be part of MLB Network Radio when we talk about baseball. Nobody saw this move coming. This was so below the radar. This was an outstanding move for a guy who's got a great arm, great young arm. He's 27. He's just kind of getting to prime right now. And this could really, might be the answer that they need.
I read 2 different things today. One was a unnamed scout saying, I think on a Fox Sports article, that this was the Cubs buying a stock as it's on its way up.
Right.
Gave up a good prospect in the deal, but they got this kid. And the other thing it said was there were 3 or 4 teams trying to make the deal to get Mike Montgomery, and the Cubs were able to seal the deal.
Well, and right. But who here in Chicago doesn't feel happy for Vogelbach? This is a situation. This kid's done nothing but hit in the minor leagues. He's done everything. Honestly, we probably should have seen him already, other than he's blocked by one of the best left-handed hitters in the game right now, and he doesn't really fit anywhere else on the field. So, again, this is a win-win situation. It took that to get a guy like Montgomery, but at the same time, you've got that. So this isn't a burn move. This is a win-win for both sides of this thing, and you got a better lefty in the bullpen.
And there could be more help on the way in the pen as well. Joe Nathan reportedly set to join the club no later than Saturday. He's already rented a place in Wrigleyville. Here is a look at Nathan's numbers during his rehab stint. He's coming off his second Tommy John surgery. 41-year-old has pitched in 11 games between AA and AAA with a combined ERA of 3.86. Struck out 9, walked 9. What can he add to this bullpen, if anything? Because he certainly brings experience.
Well, right, and he brings some knowledge. Now, I've gotten to know Joe a little bit over the last year through his Tommy John process, and Joe, listen, this guy knows late game situations. He knows pressure situations. He knows how to close out a ball game. He knows how to compete late in the day. He knows what big pressure is all about. I have not seen him pitch, so to sit here and try to predict what he's ultimately going to be, I don't know the answer to that question. But what he is as a person, there is value in what he is bringing to this Cubs team. I do not know his role. It's going to be hard to tell what he's got left in the tank, but certainly worth the risk.
Tells me about his intestinal fortitude that a guy who's made the money he's made, had the success he's had, would rehab a second Tommy John. This one more severe than the first, they said. And here he is at 41, still chasing the dream.
He wanted it. Listen, he had to go through the minor leagues back up to the big leagues. This isn't somebody where, listen, we've got a 7-figure salary waiting for you as soon as you get here, or you're here, or whatever. He had to earn his way back to the big leagues. This is somebody who's had a very, very nice career.
All right, here's a look at the Milwaukee Brewers lineup for manager Craig Counsell, presented by Wrigleyville Sports. You got VR at shortstop, gives you good speed. You got Jeanette Braun, Lucroy, who's rumored to be on the move before the deadline. Carter, Neuenhuis, Perez, Flores, and Jimmy and Nelson.
And maybe we can get him moved before the start of the series. I guess not, huh? Right? He's going to be back there tonight. One of the best hitters in the middle of their lineup. Listen, Jonathan Lucroy's been coveted by many, and his name's coming up all across the nation at a team near you. Why? Because he's one of the best young catchers in the game. He doesn't cost a whole lot of money. He's a major impact player for the Brewers. That's really what it comes down to. Part of the reason this team's 23-22 at home, 40-52 for a team that's in a rebuild mode are guys like Jonathan Lucroy. He can compete. He drives in big runs. He uses the whole field. I love talking about his game offensively, but he's one of the best defensive catchers in the game. So again, you kind of look at what the Brewers are and what their lineup looks like. They have veterans like a Chris Carter who can hit for power. Obviously, we've watched what Braun has done to the Chicago Cubs over time. VR, Cappy, to your point, a guy I know you like an awful lot, 34 stolen bases on the season. So they do have 4 guys in this lineup that you absolutely have to pay attention to. Make sure you're on your game and make pitches to. I think there's some other spots in the lineup where you can get outs and pick up outs, but you have to be careful. When these 4 factor into the day, they're okay at home. They're actually a winning team.
All right. Time for Built for Business, presented by Comcast Business. Ryan Braun has had his fair share of success against Jason Hamill in his career. 8 for 23 off tonight's Cubs starter with a pair of home runs. Comcast Business, built for business. All right, we've got to take a timeout. Back with Holly's keys to the game and our key performers next on Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Stick around.
I'm Dan Fields of the Fields Auto Group. We've prepared a Joe Madden Signature Edition vehicle. It will be raffled off at the end of the season, with the proceeds going to many of Joe's favorite charities.
But not before I have the pleasure of driving it to and from the ballpark. Thank you, Dan, and everyone at Fields Auto Group for this special vehicle and for making this all possible.
For official raffle rules and complete details on how you can win this Joe Madden Signature vehicle, go to fieldsauto.com.
It is an honor for Fields Auto Group to help good causes like Cubs Charities and Misericordia. Fields matters because you matter.
Hey, which filter should I use? Sandstone or sandpaper? Sandstone. Sandpaper.
Or how about sandwich? It was pretty good. It was very good.
Real people need a real breakfast. Come into McDonald's for the most breakfast options under the sun. And don't forget to download the McDonald's app for coupons and offers on all your breakfast favorites and more.
Go, guys. It's Feldco to the rescue with $1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors. Plus no money down and no interest until 2018. It's Feldco's biggest sale of the year.
That's $1.
$1 installation on all windows, siding, and doors.
Hurry, $1 installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
The Anthony Rizzo Family Foundation and the Bono family have teamed up to knock cancer out of the park. Order your Italian beef the Rizzo way, and Bono will donate to my charity. I'm proud to be working with the Cubs and the Bono family, two Chicago originals.
Order it the Rizzo way at your local Bono restaurant.
Your business needs a lot of speed, but getting it doesn't have to break the bank. Introducing the Comcast Business Summer Savings Event. Now you can get a lot for a little as a cup of coffee and donut a day. Fast internet speed to drive performance, plus cutting-edge Wi-Fi for your employees and customers, and voice mobility so your calls find you wherever you are. Get some of our most advanced products at a great price with over $500 in savings. Call today and ask how to get these savings plus a $250 prepaid card. Comcast Business, built for business.
You're watching Cubs Pregame live, presented by Fields Auto Group. Now back to Cap and Holly.
All right, thank you, Chris. Welcome back to Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Scary moment for the Cardinals yesterday against the Padres. Matt Holliday at the dish against former Cub Andrew Kashner. He takes a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to the nose. No fracture, no concussion. Holliday is in the lineup tonight for the Redbirds. Okay, that's insane.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's what I was hoping we'd have the slow motion. All right, so get a load of that. What are the odds? Over his forearm, but basically out in front of his chin. I mean, did you see the slot that the ball ended up actually catching his nose? I'm happy to report that Matt Holliday had merely a bloody nose. Andrew Kashner, very look of concern right there. But, yeah, that was a nasty one. There was a lot of blood.
Scary. Time for our Fields Auto Group keys to the game. Holly.
All right, scoring opportunities against Jimmy Nelson. I talked about it a little earlier in the show. Here's what stands out. Now, listen, 4 walks per 9, only 6 Ks per 9. This guy's got a live arm. Listen, 92-93, we talked about it. You're going to see that sinker. But again, what stands out to me more than anything, 278 batting average, balls in play, which tells you guys are having success and putting up some decent numbers and getting themselves on base. Yet that 230 batting average against with runners in scoring position, strand rate 77%, meaning he gets himself into trouble sometimes, but he finds a way to get himself out of it by making pitches. Either the Cubs go long or they come up with some better at-bats. So runners in scoring position, obviously going to be key. Start to the top, really just kind of getting at Jason Hamill and who he's going up against in this Brewers lineup. We talked about Lucroy already. We talked about Braun and his numbers against him and certainly his numbers against the Cubs throughout his career, but you have to factor in Carter for power and VR. As I said, those guys, that's 4 of your top 5 hitters in the lineup. The lineup thins out big time after that. That's the point. You got to really limit what these guys do. 4 of the 5 of those guys are hitting over 400, and well, there you go. Dexter, that's the last key. Excited to see him back out on the field. We certainly know the impact that he has had on this team. Oh, my goodness gracious. It's good to see him back, and hopefully he is ready to go because the Cubs sorely missed him.
All right, time for our key performers. 15-11 now you have the lead. I get to go first. I'm going to go with Anthony Rizzo.
Go with Javi Baez. He's swinging a hot bat. I think he's had a big night tonight.
There you go. All right. Thank you for watching Cubs Pregame Live, presented by the Fields Auto Group. Don't forget, we'll be back here with the postgame show as soon as this one goes final. Hamill and Nelson, your mound matchup. Len and JD have your play-by-play call. Coming up next from Milwaukee, the Cubs, the Brewers, here on Comcast Sportsnet. See you on the other side. Welcome to Honda.
Thank you.
Head over heels, where should I go? Can't stop myself, out of control. Head over heels, no time to think. Looks like the whole world's out of sync.
So you like it?
I do.
Now is the moment to get the Honda CR-V you love, the best-selling SUV in America, at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 double play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
Pushing 10, somebody told me no, son, and I decided then I'm gonna dig my style, I'm gonna walk the same, gonna keep on going, no, I don't see no end, with the prize I'm showing, you better tell your friends.
It's a golden opportunity to discover that in a Lexus SUV, there are no adverse conditions.
Blue skies smiling at me.
Nothing but blue skies do I see.
Blue days, all of them gone.
For a limited time, get some of our best offers of the year at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2016 RX 350 for $419 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
One swing can be the ultimate game changer. And at T-Mobile, we've changed the game by doubling our LTE coverage, so you can stream baseball free without using your data on MLB TV. T-Mobile, that's Major League coverage.
One of these is not like the others, because only one triple doubles the seasoned beef, nacho cheese sauce, and crunchy tostada. Taco Bell's new limited edition triple double crunch wrap. It's one you don't want to miss.
Tonight, the Cubs begin a 7-game stretch against two of their closest rivals. One about 10 miles to the south. The other 90 miles to the north. Rivalry week leads off with the return of an all-star. Next. Baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Beautiful night, it's hot, and the roof is open here at Miller Park as the Cubs and the Brewers open up a 3-game weekend series. Welcome to Cubs baseball here on CSN along with Jim DeShays. I'm Len Casper. Dexter Fowler is back, missed about a month with a strained hamstring.
Yeah, good to have Dexter back in his rightful place in center field at the top of the Cubs batting order. He was having a brilliant first half when he went down. So yeah, June 18th, the last time he suited up in a Cub uniform. That hamstring just took longer to heal than we anticipated when he first went down. But such an important piece, a real tone setter because of the on-base skills. He works deep at bats. He brings some power to the table. And obviously, you know, the first month of the season, he was probably the Cubs' best player.
You see what he's done offensively, getting on base at about a 40% clip. We didn't even know when we went into spring training he would be back with the Cubs as he re-signed on February 25th and became a first-time All-Star. The Cubs are 4-2 since the break, largely because their rotation has stabilized things.
Yeah, first 10 days of July, the rotation with an ERA of higher than 8. But since the return from the break, 6 starts, 4-1 with a .54 ERA. Their .298 starters ERA overall leads Major League Baseball.
Cubs made a trade since we last talked to you. Left-hander Mike Montgomery will join the Cubs bullpen in case they need a starter. He could possibly do that down the road, but for now he's in the pen.
Yeah, he's done a bunch of starting in his minor league career. He made 2 starts for Seattle this year. The rest of the work out of the bullpen. Having a very nice year, .234 ERA. Lefty with a good mix. He's been awfully tough on left-handed hitters.
Haven't seen the Brewers in a while. These two teams will play 14 more times here in 2016. Anthony Rizzo coming off a huge series against the Mets. He will lead the Cubs into this one next.
Whoa, that doesn't look good. No, not you. Ordinary fuels can clog your engine with dirt. It's like lugging this around. It's dragging down your fuel economy. But over time, using new and improved BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean up that dirt, like hundreds of scrubbing brushes. So that means a cleaner engine, which helps you get more miles per tank. I'll be here if you need me. New BP gasoline with Invigorate, our best fuel ever.
You ever feel like you're spinning? Like you're stuck in the same place in life? Just going round and round and round? Yeah, man. Been there.
No, actually spinning.
Oh, we can fix that by going to Midas. They have a great selection of tires. Sorry, Doug. I thought you were trying to get deep.
Nah.
Trust the Midas Touch. For tires, brakes, oil, everything.
I'm a big fan of my Bank of America mobile banking app.
I can manage my accounts, deposit checks, get alerts, pay my bills, and more. I'm a big fan of this team, too. In fact, I tried out to be the mascot. Apparently, I'm overqualified. I do not have an overbite.
Well, welcome back to Miller Park. Cubs and Brewers coming your way. Madden's Club getting some reinforcements. This is your Coors Light game report. Dexter Fowler back in the lineup. Of course, it is Joe Madden's quip with him. You go, we go. He said he couldn't even wait for the game to begin to tell him that. Had to say it first thing when he saw him in the clubhouse this afternoon. It's been a month, and he said, boy, did it feel good. Madden and the Cubs certainly glad to have their leadoff man, their center fielder back, and without him, on the DL, the Cubs lost 15 of 22, so certainly the numbers put it in perspective there, and Fowler said that was a tough stretch for him to watch on the sidelines.
The ups and downs you want to go through, with the team at all times. But, obviously I was just trying to get better. I know it sucks being on the couch and watching the team struggle, but, we picked it back up, and hopefully I can come in and contribute.
It's the Cubs and Brewers, Jason Hamill and Jimmy Nelson on the way. Lynn Casper and Jim DeShays will have the call right after this timeout.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
The weather is heating up, and so are the savings on Camry. With a NHTSA 5-star overall safety rating, it's easy to see why the Camry is the best-selling car in America. Plus, every new Camry comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. So hop in the Camry and see for yourself why 90% of all Camrys sold over the past 10 years are still on the road today. Lease a new 2016 Camry with zero due at signing, or get 0% APR for 72 months, plus $500 bonus cash on Camry. Toyota, let's go places.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
How far does this spray? Why would anybody want to tape their duck? How do you unglue?
There's nothing better than helping kids. That's why ACE supports Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
ACE is the place where you can help us help kids. While we're helping you, that's a lot of help.
This Saturday only, donate $5 to your local CMN hospital at your neighborhood ACE and get the 5-gallon bucket plus 20% off almost anything that fits inside.
Gary, I am proud of you, my man. Making simple, smart cashback choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere. Like on that new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary, and smart, like you. And I like that.
I guess I am pretty smart.
Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
Tensions are soaring as Wrigleyville's warriors ride the rails south for a battle with an army of pinstriped mercenaries in an epic Chicago-style clash. This is where black meets blue. Crosstown starts Monday at 6 on CSN. Rivalry renewed.
Welcome back to Milwaukee, and the leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Dexter Fowler gets a hit, Binny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Good to have Dexter Fowler back. Sad to see Albert Almora Jr. go, but he'll be back. He got married on the off day, so congrats to Albert and his wife, Crystal. 34 games here, and he'll head back to Iowa, where he'll play every day. And at the very latest, we'll see Albert back on September 1st. Spencer Patton, a right-hander, also optioned to AAA Iowa to make way for Mike Montgomery. Let's get the Cubs Southwest starting lineup written out by manager Joe Madden. Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo 1 through 3. Zobrist, Contreras, Hayward 4 through 6. Russell coming off a big homestand. Montero getting the start back of the plate. Jason Hamill batting a stellar .244.
Brewers defensively, it's brought to you by Arby's. Ryan Braun back in left field. Kirk Neuenhuis, very good defensively. He's in center tonight. Ramon Flores, a versatile guy tonight. He finds himself in right field. This club has made 68 errors, second most, tied for second most in the National League. Hernan Perez plays third. Jonathan Villar's committed 14 errors. Scooter Jeanette's the second baseman. Chris Carter, the slugger, is at first. Jonathan Lucroy is the catcher. A lot of trade rumors circulating around him, and the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers tonight is the big right-hander Jimmy Nelson. A losing record at 6-7, but he's having a nice year. 3.39 ERA. He's pitched to a 1.86 ERA over his last 5 starts. 0-2 against the Cubs in his career in 5 starts, but a very good 1.89 ERA against Chicago.
CB Buckner behind the plate. Fielding Culbreth, the crew chief, at first. Manny Gonzalez at second. And Brian Onora is over at third. And if you look at the pitching matchups in terms of the ERAs in this series, say cheese. Pretty close. Hamill 334. Nelson 339 tonight. Lackey Davies tomorrow 375, 379. And then Lester Guerra on Sunday 289, 306. And we're underway, ball one on Dexter Fowler.
Cubs are seeing the 3 top performers in the Brewers rotation in this series. Nelson 6'6", 245, sinker, slider, curve, and a change. Well, you're going to rarely see that change, and he just got squeezed by CB. 10-4. He can get up to 97 with the fastball.
Three and 0 on Fowler.
See, he's setting the tone already.
Yes, he is. 1 for 5 with a double walk, 2 runs. Playing both games of a doubleheader on Wednesday with Iowa. That's a strike. 86 degrees with the roof open. Big crowds expected all weekend, and there are already a ton of Cub fans in this ballpark. That one hit to deep center. Back toward the wall. Gone. Off the batter's eye. Welcome back, Dexter Fowler.
How about that for a welcome back? Talked about his ability to work the count. Well, not only does he do that, he displays pretty good pop too. Home run number 8 for Dexter Fowler, leading off after a month-long hiatus.
So Benny's makes a $100 contribution to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. He's helped out the depository a lot. That ball boxed by Jeanette, and Bryant is on. Maybe knuckled a little bit on the Brewers' second baseman, but that should have been routine.
Looked like Jeanette got caught in between a little bit, whether to lay back and plan on a hop or come in and catch it, but an ugly play and a good result for Chris Bryant and the Cubs.
It's an error on Jeanette. And it'll bring up Anthony Rizzo.
Jonathan Lucroy, after the error, out to have a chat with Jimmy Nelson, probably to say, all right, so things haven't started particularly well for you here. You gave up a bomb, and then Jeanette dropped one on you, but let's Stay focused. We got Rizzo coming up here.
Interesting series he just had against the Mets. Had the 10-pitch at bat against Noah Syndergaard. That big home run. Game 2, 4 strikeouts for the first time in his career. Game 3, 2 long home runs. Check that against Steven Matz. It was the 3-run homer on the 10th pitch. 0-2. He likes this ballpark. He has been a career .300 hitter here at Miller Park.
In terms of batting average against, Nelson's been better against left-handed hitters than righties.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. There you go.
I think that was a changeup, a pitch he rarely uses. He added a curveball last year, and that really helped him. You know, before that he was mostly sinker slider, and this is either a changeup or a backdoor breaking pitch. It just kind of cement mixered on him. Such a verb exists.
Yeah, they're game day calling it a slider. I think it had breaking ball spin. Here's Zobrist in the cleanup spot tonight, trying to end an 0 for 19. And that one almost got away from Lucroy. For ball 1. The lead is down to 6.5 over the Cardinals, who just swept the Padres in a 4-game series in St. Louis. Cardinals welcome in the Dodgers tonight.
It's the closest they've been in a while. Pirates at one point not too long ago crept to within 6.5.
They're 8.5 out. Pirates beat Milwaukee in Pittsburgh last night. And the Pirates are hosting the Phillies tonight. They're scoreless in the 4th. That is back and out of play. Yeah, so, you know, the numbers with Fowler in the lineup and out of the lineup. Cubs 43-18 with him, 14-19 without him. It would not be fair to say he's the reason they went through that slump. It's a part of it, but really the pitching and the starting pitching was a bigger factor. Bryant takes off, and he is safe at second. Number 6 for Chris.
But having just a little bit short.
Having said that about that month-long stretch where the Cubs were basically under 500, they got really young position player-wise. Hit hard on the ground. Jeanette, little bobble, but he's got time to get Zobrist. Runner at third, 2 outs. So I just think Dexter provides stability. That on-base presence at the top. And Joe doesn't have to really mess around with his lineup nearly as much.
Yeah, and it's always difficult to quantify the value of one guy, especially over a month-long period versus a full season. You know, you can look at wins above replacement and things of that nature. But we know this: we know that Dexter Fowler is a really good player.
Yep.
He's a good leadoff man. It allows Joe to put Zobrist in the middle of the order. He likes Zobrist because of the switch hitter who can provide some protection for Rizzo.
Wilson Contreras takes ball 1. And don't underestimate the value of getting Albert Almora Jr. 34 games in that first look. Because how many times do you hear about a guy who comes back the second time and says, now I can relax. I've done it. I know I can do it at this level. And the game, hopefully, for Albert next time around will slow down.
Yeah, and he performed well while he was here. He looked very comfortable.
2-0 on Wilson. He's in left tonight. In the pitch, 3 balls, no strikes.
The timing didn't really work out well for Albert. Married one day, sent out the next, but such is life.
He was going to get married the day he got called up, and they pushed it back.
He's got somebody to share the journey with.
Yep. 3-1. Milwaukee in 4th, 40 up, 53 down. Likely in sell mode as Contreras walks.
About a month ago, the Brewers had gotten to within 3 games of 500, but since then they've gone 10-20. Craig Counsell, first full year managing the Brewers.
We'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Bernard Telephone in Bernard, Iowa. Hayward 1 for 21 his last 7 games, and the theme has continued. He's made some hard contact, has not generally been rewarded. But a big throw from center field to nail James Loney at home plate the other day. Great tag by Miguel Montero. Fouled back. 0-2 the count. So fun when a guy hits a home run early in an inning. He ends up talking to every teammate. The adrenaline's going.
Especially when he's been out of action for so long.
Making up for lost time. Nelson's a big dude, 6'6", 250. 27 years old. 2nd round pick out of University of Alabama in 2010. Broken bat bouncer backhanded by Carter, and he'll get to first before Hayward, and the inning is over. Cubs strand a couple. Dexter Fowler first at bat in over a month at this level. And he takes Nelson deep to center. It's 1-0 Cubs.
For over 50 years, Discount Tire has been the place where America saves on tires.
This is Coach Q at the new Benny's Beverage Depot in Lincolnwood. You should have seen this place 3 months ago. Today it's the largest wine, spirits, and beer superstore on the North Shore. As they say, if you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Discover Kia's quality at the Top Quality Sales Event. We're celebrating with great deals on the sleek Optima and Optima Hybrid, as well as the Forte Sedan and Hatchback. Right now, get 0% APR for up to 66 months plus $1,000 bonus cash. Or 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first month's payment on select models. Visit Kia.com to see how Kia quality performed against the competition. The Kia Top Quality Sales Event.
Save on the best selection of concrete construction blocks during the Priced Right sale at Menards. Whether it's for foundations, walls, home, or commercial use, Menards has the best selection of block in stock and ready to go. Common bricks are just $4 for $1. Be ready for power outages with a Briggs & Stratton auto standby generator. This 8-kilowatt model powers most homes $1,799. This larger 10-kilowatt unit is $2,699.
Save big money at Menards.
Southwest starting lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers. Jonathan Villar leads the majors in stolen bases. He also homered last night. Jeanette, Braun, Lucroy. Got some guys who've had really good seasons this year. Chris Carter not hitting for average, but he can hit the ball out of the yard. Neuenhuis in center, Perez at third baseman, Flores in right, Domingo Santana on the DL, and the pitcher Nelson.
Cubs defensively brought to you by Arby's. Contreras, Fowler, Hayward. Left, center, right. Bryant, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo, third to first. Miguel Montero behind the plate. Lexus pursuing perfection, starting pitcher. Jason Hamill.
Just in the nick of time.
Big right-hander. Boy, he's had a lot of success against this club. They beat him earlier this year. That was the first time the Brewers have ever beaten Jason Hamill. 8-5 on the year with a .334.
VR and Hamill with a nice play. If he bobbles or has any issue with it, VR is on. But he didn't.
And once he's on, he's looking to run. The Brewers lead Major League Baseball with 84 stolen bases, so look for them to try to get the running game going here tonight. As I mentioned, Hamill really good against this club. 8-1 now lifetime with a 2.66 ERA against the Brew Crew. And in this ballpark, 5-1 with a 2.18.
Brewers with their Friday night throwbacks. I assume that Jason ate his fair share of potato chips.
Did he have his chips? Did you check?
That's been the big story, right?
He probably had some chips, yeah.
Yeah. Hope with the cramping issues he has had. It's a hot night.
And you get the side benefit of you get a little grease on your fingers. You can throw a little grease ball up there, a little sink piece.
Like the sound effect. 2-0 to Jeanette. Left-handed hitting second baseman, and he sprays one foul out of play. We mentioned the Brewers having this bad stretch to get them well below 500. They had an 8-15 April. Then over a 40-game stretch, they went 22-18 to get to, as you said, just 3 under. All right, buddy.
Hang in there.
That one caught by Russell. So Jeanette lines out to the shortstop. 2 gone.
Pretty play. Quick reaction by Russell. Cubs very solid defensively here to start the second half. Made some sparkling plays in that series against the Mets.
Bring up Ryan Braun. Feeling a little better. Oh, look at that. He's got the whole team listed there. I like it. Braun was on the All-Star final vote list. Came up short in the balloting. 268 career homers, most by any Brewer ever. And he bounces foul. Okay, life is good now.
That's what it's all about, young man. Game of adjustments. He's moved on. A lot of baseball yet to be played.
Did that miss him?
That missed him. Went behind him.
Just a bit inside.
It's hard to get missed by that ball because the natural reaction when you see it coming towards you is to back up. Right. And Braun kind of holds his ground. And
you know why that happened? The potato chip grease.
Potato chip grease, yeah.
Two and two.
Yeah, and to all you young bowlers out there, you never want to eat chips with your bowling hand because your thumb gets all greasy and then you put it in that hole in the ball and it's a mess.
Hard to clean.
Yeah. Try to paint down and away here. Braun with a very good power the other way. And one of those hitters that covers the whole field, and you see the way they defend him pretty much straight up and deep in the outfield. And Jason, fastball, slider, curve. And like Jimmy Nelson, he has a changeup but doesn't use it very much. Cindy Lou, who's in the house.
Center field, Fowler drifting back. He's got some room on the warning track right in front of 400 to end the inning. 1-0 Cubs after 1.
Welcome to Wrigley Field.
Arrieta's cruising along. Swing and a miss. And it is gone. We're tied.
Rizzo gets on the top. He makes a catch.
Got him. Called strike 3. Jake Arrieta, a 20-game winner. Deep left, way back. It is gone. A 3-run homer. Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win.
You hear that? That's the sound of our summer sale firing up its engines, with fares as low as $69 one way. So get ready to take off, because sale prices as low as these don't happen every day. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Flashlight.
Earhart, go.
Jack Link's, feed your wild side.
Some said Wendy's 4 for $4 was the biggest thing since.
And now for tonight's biggest news.
The 4 for $4 now comes with your choice of a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger or the new Crispy Chicken BLT. It's the biggest thing until...
I'll you back. Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there.
What a day.
With car insurance for when things go wrong.
What a day!
But also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Joe Madden introducing a couple of new T-shirts. CorkBaseball.com. I'll show them to you a little later as Russell bounces back to leaping. And Nelson throws it away. Russell to second. Boy, the Brewers have been sloppy defensively here early.
Yeah, about as routine as it gets. Nelson has to go airborne, but he has plenty of time to set his feet. I mean, he just never got a good grip on the ball. A little panic there, a little urgency that wasn't necessary. And then he shot puts it over there beyond the reach of Carter, who's not the most mobile first baseman, but that's obviously that's all on Nelson.
So Miguel Montero with a runner at second and nobody out.
Nelson, the pitcher, is really mad at Nelson, the fielder, but he's got to turn the page now. Whoop. I might have been eating some potato chips.
Set at the belt. Here's the pitch. High 2-0. Hamill is on deck. Cubs 3-2 against Milwaukee this year. 66 and 66 all time here in this ballpark. Wide for ball 3. Rookie starting a 10-game homestand. Cubs, Diamondbacks for 4, and then the Pirates. Two on, nobody out.
Cubs are introducing game-changing new premier experiences at Wrigley Field with seats featuring prime views and access to an exclusive club and first-class amenities. The new premier experiences will allow fans to enjoy Cubs baseball and America's most majestic ballpark in a whole new way. Visit CubsPremier.com to join the Premier Client Priority List.
So options here. Hamill is hit at a 244 clip. Normally you would ask a pitcher to bunt in this spot. 2 men on, nobody out.
Yeah, and I think you would ask him to bunt here and also tell him, hey, make sure you get a strike, because Nelson clearly a little bit out of sorts out there after the error and then not being able to find the strike zone with Montero.
There's the bunt. Nelson lets it go. Everybody's safe. Perez thought Nelson was going to pick it up. The pitcher just kind of jumped over the ball, and they're going to give Hamill a hit. Bunt single, Jason Hamill.
If I were Dick Vitale, I would be screaming that Craig Counsell needs a TO, baby. Things are becoming unraveled here for the Brewers. This is a dandy of a bunt. The sacrifice was going to be good, but the bonus comes when nobody makes a play on that ball. Nelson thinking Perez was going to come in. Perez giving way to Nelson.
Error on the pitcher, a walk, and then a bunt single that should have been an out somewhere. So they're loaded with nobody out for Fowler. And he takes ball 1. Chant in the dugout in these spots is usually make them pay. They have opened the door for a big inning. 1-1.
Yeah, and you know, when all the sloppiness comes at the bottom of the batting order, you're really asking for trouble.
For a ball, 2-1.
And Nelson repeatedly wiping his hand on his pants, trying to keep his hand dry. Very hot night.
The main bowl here, they cannot air condition it. That's why the roof is open. In hot weather cities like Phoenix and Miami, they have the roof because they want to be able to keep it cool on hot nights like this. But we don't want to close the roof tonight. A sweat box. 3-1. Russell is in. Here comes Montero. Hamill to third. It's a double for Fowler. Wow. 2 innings, 2 at-bats, a homer, a double, 3 knocked in for Dexter Fowler.
And the Cubs looking to take full advantage of the errant play. I don't think he was really trying to go that way, but it sure worked out nicely for him. We got a cycle watch. 2 ABs, a home run double for Dexter Fowler, and a 3-0 lead for the Cubs. 2 more in scoring position. Nobody out. Bryant, Rizzo, and Zobrist lurking.
So 3-0, still nobody out. Runners at second and third. Derek Johnson, the Brewers pitching coach, with a visit. They overshift to the left on the infield. Bryant hits a one-hopper to Jeanette. He's got Fowler caught. Now Hamill will take off for the plate, and he is tagged out. But on the play, Bryant able to move to second. So that worked out okay. Get Hamill off the bases. Second and third, one away.
Yeah, ultimately this works out just fine. If Dexter stays put, that throw goes to first base. So essentially the same situation, second and third with one out. Hamill can come in and rest, get into his potato chips a little bit.
So that's a base runner upgrade, right?
Yeah, and good on Jason. I mean, it doesn't look like a great baseball play on his part, but I think some pitchers would just panic in that situation and not go.
Rizzo swings away and fouls.
Interesting alignment that the Brewers have. The shortstop is standing right behind second base, currently with his arms folded behind his back. Jeanette and Carter are in about halfway.
Left center, Neuenhuis makes the catch. His throw will go to third as Fowler scores. Sac fly, Anthony Rizzo. Came in tied for the National League lead in RBIs. That's number 72. 4-0. Bryant, bottom of your screen, the only base runner. He's at second. Breaking ball bounced and yeah, it hit Ben. So he'll take first. Greg Counsell wants to talk with CB Buckner. I thought it hit him.
I think Counsell maybe is making the case. Did you see it hit him, or did he just tell you that it hit him?
I can't tell there.
I can't tell either. My best guess is that it did not hit him.
Yeah, I think it hit his shin. Was there a deflection there? That last look, I thought I heard two.
I couldn't tell.
Two distinct sounds.
I couldn't tell.
We're waiting to see if the Brewers want to challenge this. And that's, you can't tell.
I can hear the ball hit the dirt and then the ball hit the throw. Yeah. I heard that much, but if it brushed his pants or hit his shoe, I couldn't tell. So Pat Murphy, the bench coach, who was Counsell's coach in college at Notre Dame.
So we play on. Strike one to Contreras. He walked in the first.
This game is crying out for a catcher's interference.
And Craig Counsell was good at coaxing those as a player. Swing and a miss. One more look.
We're going to break it down for you like the Matrix. Super slow motion.
Right. No, it didn't hit his shin. Did it hit his foot?
Might have brushed just the top of his foot on the way by. But I was waiting to see. I didn't get a long enough look to see whether Buckner called that on his own or if Ben said that ball hit me and he agreed.
One and two. Bryant is out. Trying to go on that pitch in the dirt. And Lucroy, his National League All-Star teammate, nails him to end the inning. Cubs get 3, however, and lead 4-0.
Know you're budgeted for the expected and the unexpected. Know that at least the process of buying a new home can be clear and simple. Know your investments can make retirement closer than you think. Know the one word behind all the guidance we provide, tools we create, and services we offer. Because when you have insight, you know.
With this level of intelligence, it's a supercomputer. With this grade of protection, it's a fortress. And with this standard of luxury, it's an oasis. Introducing the completely redesigned E-Class. It's everything you need it to be, and more. See your authorized dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Cricket's got you covered like a blanket on a pig. Our plans cost little and our network is big. Like a great big gorilla in a pompadour wig. Great is great when big is big. You can text and like and swipe and stream. It's a great big network of your great big dreams. It's a obvious call. It's the great big network sending love to us all.
Wow, take a look at the size of that Powerball grand prize. And you know, anything's possible.
Tomorrow night, don't miss exciting Major League Soccer action as the Chicago Fire fight for 3 important points against New England. Coverage begins at 6 on CSN+. Fire looking for their first road match victory in a couple years.
Seriously?
Yeah. I think tomorrow's the night. Jonathan Lucroy, two-time All-Star, takes ball 1.
Would it be home pitch advantage? Right? It's the pitch.
How long will Lucroy be a Brewer?
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke there. Cleveland apparently has expressed some interest.
And they're going to be without Jan Gomes for a while. He and Anthony Rizzo have teamed up. Website is cancerknowsnoborders.com. So go to that website for more information. Go to Twitter, #PlayersFightCancer. And we know all about Anthony Rizzo's Family Foundation, which does great work. Three and 1 on him. No, who wouldn't want Jonathan Lucroy?
Yeah, he's a very underrated player, despite the fact that he's made a couple All-Star teams. When you talk catchers in the National League, you immediately think Molina, you think Posey. This guy is a very good two-way player, good hitter, very good behind the plate.
Just broke his bat on a little dribbler. It's picked up by Bryant. If you keep score at home, Bryant was not caught stealing to end the inning. It was just a 2-5 put out. Pitch in the dirt, he took off. Chris Carter, 16 of his 22 homers have been hit at home, which leads the major leagues. He pops it up. And the foul pop is caught by Rizzo.
Cub fans, let's go. Plan now for the August and September push toward the playoffs. Tickets are still available for the second half, but don't wait. They are going fast. Visit Cubs.com today.
Kirk Neuenhuis playing center. 0 for his last 17. Shows bunt, takes ball 1.
That's what you do when you're 0 for your last 17. Whatever it takes to break that drought.
We might have 3 sellouts this weekend. Ballpark really filling up. And a lot of Cub fans here in Milwaukee. Six o'clock start tomorrow. 1 o'clock on Sunday. And then the Cubs will continue this, quote, road trip at the White Sox Monday and Tuesday. Fouled out of play. Did you stop at the Mars Cheese Castle on your drive up?
I did not hit the Cheese Castle on my way up. It's pretty good traffic leaving the city, so I didn't have time to make a cheese stop. Did you?
No, but I always wave. I actually have a story which I should not start. 3-2, 2 outs from earlier today. 3-2 and fouled back. All right, I'll tell it quickly. I went for a run down by the lake here, and I went through Lake Park. Beautiful. They've got a little golf course, tennis courts, the whole deal. So it's kind of on a bluff over the lake, and there were hundreds of people along the path, all staring at their iPhones. It was like something out of Night of the Living Dead. Then I realized they were playing Pokemon Go. So I was in a hot area, apparently.
You probably had one on your forehead and didn't even know it.
I might have. 4-0 Cubs after 2.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. I'm attorney Howard Ankin, legendary sportscaster Steve Stone.
And I know the right team knows how to win, like Howard Ankin Law Office.
If you or someone you know needs help with an injury case, I'm here to help. Please give me a call.
Put Howard's number in your phone right now, 312-6-million.
Taco Bell's new $5 Triple Double Crunchwrap box has no sides, but it does come with a Doritos Locos Taco, a Crunchy Taco, and a Baja Blast. The all-new $5 box. All mains, no sides. Only at Taco Bell.
It's a golden opportunity to discover what we learn on the track doesn't stay on the track. It just finds more street legal form. For a limited time, get some of the best offers of the year on our complete line of F-Sport performance vehicles at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2016 IS Turbo with zero due at signing for $389 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See you at Lexus dealer.
Crispy M&Ms are back.
What are you doing?
You said to tell our fans crispy M&Ms are back.
Not those fans.
Did you mean this fan?
No.
What about that one? There's a fan in the break room. Oh,
so good, they're back.
Cubs 4, Brewers no score. Those people have fleas. Attention all teachers. The Chicago Cubs are welcoming back teachers and their families for the 6th annual Teacher Appreciation Night on Tuesday, August 2nd. Cubs are offering specially priced tickets to all teachers and their family members to watch the Cubs host the Marlins. All participants will receive a commemorative canvas bag. For more information, visit Cubs.com/special group nights. No, they don't have fleas. They're just hot.
Cubs lead 4-0. Yes, Jimmy Nelson would love a do-over. Brewers have committed 2 errors. Cubs have taken full advantage. 2 of their 4 runs unearned tonight. Contreras was at the plate. And Bryant was thrown out to end the second.
2 physical errors, then the mental error when they didn't get it out on Hamels' bunt.
Nelson's other problem, he's gone 2-0, 3-0 on a lot of guys here early.
He gets very good run on his fastball, and he's just not able to command it right now. He's missing in on the righties, away to the lefties.
One bounce. Perez, the third baseman, will get him. The first time the leadoff man has not reached the first 3 innings, and here comes Jason Hayward. Thanks to Joe and Jay Madden for Madden's main event the other night. They raised a ton of money for charity. On Wednesday night after the win over the Mets. Most of the players were there with their suits and sneakers. Two and 0.
I heard there was a proposed bout between Franklin Font and Tim Buss that never got off the ground.
Liability issues nixed that. Yeah, I think a lot of the players would have paid big money to see that. Jeanette. 2 outs. Charles Peanut Tillman signed a 1-day contract with the Bears and retired today, and he came to Milwaukee tonight and threw out the first pitch. Our Xfinity high-speed action. He got a huge ovation from Cub fans, and there were some Brewer fans who root for the Packers who probably didn't cheer quite as vociferously, although Peanut Tillman's a guy everybody likes, right? And he's retiring, so even if you're a Packer fan, it'd be worth cheering him, right?
Absolutely.
We wish him the best.
He's going to do some television, I believe, right? Addison Russell was quite the football player in high school, an outstanding running back, had plenty of interest from Division I schools.
So we've talked chips, cheese, and peanuts. I'm hungry.
I'll get you brat.
Perfect. Two the count.
Nelson's been good here in his home ballpark. He's made 10 starts. He has a .245 earned run average here. 4-3 record.
Brewers starting this week. They played the Pirates. The Brewers, 72 games remaining, 30 of the 72 against the Pirates and Cubs. They played 3 games against the Pirates prior to this week.
Wow.
And only 5 against the Cubs. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Nelson settling in a little bit. But the Cubs lead 4-0.
Yeah, I like this right here.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on, and 0 for 72 is back on 2016 Ford Focus, Fusion, and Escape. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get an extra 1,000 smart bonus. That means freedom from interest and freedom to choose with Ford, America's best-selling brand.
Free, baby.
Now get 0% financing for 72 months. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get 1,000 smart bonus. Only at the Ford Freedom Sales Event.
For over 50 years, Discount Tire has been the place where America saves on tires.
The McDonald's app is here. Download it now for coupons and offers on all your breakfast favorites, like the big breakfast with hotcakes, a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel, a sausage biscuit with egg, or a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, to name a few. Download today for the most delicious breakfast options under the sun.
Excuse me. I think there's a misprint.
Oh, model year-end clearance event. Looks right to me.
Shouldn't it be clear?
Clearly, it is time to get a great deal and a reward card on this turbocharged Jetta. Got to make room for the 2017 models. It is a clearance event. Why is that so hard for people to understand? Seems clear to me. Clear to me. Ready for a test drive?
Whatever you want to call it, don't miss the Volkswagen Model Year-End event. Hurry in and lease a 2016 Jetta S for $149 a month after a $1,000 bonus.
Tomorrow night on CSN Plus, the men in red have revenge on their minds as they hit the East Coast for another rumble with the Rev. Don't miss a minute of this great MLS matchup. Fire at Revolution. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. on CSN Plus.
Welcome back here to Miller Park. Cubs on top 4-0 as we move to the bottom of the third. This is your Coors Light game report. Jason Hamill back on the bump. Been very good so far tonight. 6 up, 6 down. Maybe it's all part of that potato chip prescription he's following. All I know, guys, is I get a really good view of the dugout here, and I don't see any potato chips in the dugout, but he has slipped into the hallway here a few times. He did say that's where he was munching on them his last time out, but one thing's for certain, he has plenty of potato chips to go around, not only for himself, but the entire team. A 6-foot-high, 6 different boxes full of chips delivered to his locker on Wednesday from Utz. So Jason Hamill is ready to go when it comes to the potato chips from here on out.
And the clubhouse here is just a few steps from the dugout. It's
That's right.
Incredibly convenient. 2 strikes on Perez. A pitch. Slider bounces 1-2. Thank you, Kelly.
I would say get a tight shot of the beard, and we'll know if he's been munching on chips.
Somebody tweeted earlier, potato chip jokes are just like potato chips. You can't tell just one. 2-2. So the starting rotation went into tonight with a collective 2.98 ERA. Number 1 in the majors. First time they've been back under 3 since before the break. There's Milwaukee's first hit. Perez with a leadoff single here in the third. And we'll bring up Ramon Flores, who's playing right.
Mentioned earlier, the Brewers like to run. They lead Major League Baseball with 84 stolen bases. Even down 4 here, they might try to get a little something going at the bottom of the order with the running game.
Fastball strike right down the middle.
Just about everybody in their lineup runs at least a little bit. Carter won't try to steal, but everybody else a threat. Perez has stolen 11 bases, has been caught 3 times.
Back as short is Russell.
Folks, host your best customers and guests in a private suite at Wrigley Field. The Nuveen Investment Suites can accommodate anywhere from 15 to 55, include food, all you can drink beverages, and parking. To book your premier experience at the ballpark, visit Cubs.com/premier. No, it is not a lotion.
Nelson bunts. Rizzo will pick it up and get the out at first. Zobrist covering. Runner at second, 2 gone for Villar. Cubs announced earlier today the August 14th game, that's a Sunday game against the Cardinals, will start at 7:08 p.m. The ESPN game. Make that note on your pocket schedule.
Most people's pocket schedules on their telephone these days, isn't it?
That's true. On the strike and the switch hitter. Yankees lead the Giants 2-0. Bottom of the 6th in the Bronx. Madison Bumgarner facing the Yankees for the first time in his career. Not in the lineup. Jared Parker, the DH. Starlin Castro's 3 for 3 in that game.
The Giants still winless since the All-Star break.
Yeah. Lost 5 in a row. They've got a 4-game lead in the West. In the dirt, runner takes off for third, safe. Perez with his 12th steal.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a smart baseball play, but he made it. Huge secondary there. Two outs in the inning. Down 4. If you're out there, don't even bother returning to the dugout.
Just ask the clubby for the keys to your car.
Pull your phone out of your pocket and call them, hey, can you meet me around back?
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm trying to get into the clubhouse without walking by the manager. His defense would be just trying to make something happen.
Craig Counsell's always had that baby face. Yeah, I think Craig's 45, 46. But if he does this job for 5, 6, 7 years, I have a feeling he won't always look like he's 20.
No, the job tends to wear on people, especially when you're going through losing seasons.
He turns 46 in a month. Picked by Montero. 3-2.
Jr. strikes out a bunch, but he'll take his walks as well.
Hall of Fame weekend, Mike Piazza, Ken Griffey Jr. will be inducted.
You ever been to Cooperstown for an induction ceremony?
No, we went there in 2008 for the final official Hall of Fame game, and it was rained out. VR walks. Have you?
Yeah, when I was a kid, we went on a couple of occasions. Saw Yogi inducted. I believe Sandy Koufax that same year. I was just a little guy.
Did you tell Yogi later that you had attended?
I may have. I think I got his autograph. Running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get autographs. Got Monty Irvin. Yankees played the Dodgers in the Hall of Fame game.
Junior got 99.3% of the votes. 440 ballots. 437. They had his name. Piazza 83%. Jeff Bagwell just missed the cut, 71.6. Need 75% to get in. Throw to first. Oh, it was close.
Joe Madden up on the top step, deliberating a potential challenge here.
I think he's going to challenge it. I think he'll win it. Time for a Forsyth replay review. Joe, how would this rank? You talked about Perez gets thrown out at third.
Well, you know, VR's a base stealer. I would think they would have been in a no-go situation there with Braun on deck, down 4 runs. If Jeanette can keep the inning alive, then Braun has a chance to really do some damage. But knowing the personality of this club, maybe Craig Counsell wants his guys running even in this situation. If that's the case, I don't have as big a problem with getting picked off there as I would if he had a no-go.
Joe wins the challenge, and that ends the inning. So Hamill picks off VR, and we go to the 4th. It's 4-0 Cubs.
There are 15 weekends this summer. Make them count. Find adventures as you find new trails. Own the road by making your own. And if you bring it all, bring it on. Summer's going fast, so there's not a moment to waste. Head to the Acura Summer of Performance event going on now.
Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $60 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Switch to an X1 Double Play from Comcast and lock in your rate for 2 full years. Call or go online today.
Value City Furniture presents How to Get Inspired. First, get inspired. Okay, that's not doing it. Go out. Look around. Shop the boutiques. Get up, Carl. Find something you love. When you're ready to buy, head to Value City Furniture, where you can always find furniture just like at the boutiques, but at prices that will make you much more comfortable. That's perfect. And that's how to buy the perfect piece at Value City Furniture.
Sunday night, Get ready for a brand new episode of Beer Money. It's Chicago's favorite sports trivia show, where fans test their knowledge for a chance to win cash. Beer Money, presented by Coors Light, Sunday at 7 on CSN Chicago.
Cub fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card, only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC.
Hamill showing really quick feet on that pickoff. That's VR's reputation, right? And not a real heady player. Talented.
One on Montero. Leadoff homer by Fowler in the first. Two-run double by Fowler in the second. Sac fly by Rizzo. 2 of the runs unearned. Times in rehab games you get a prescribed amount of bats. Say, okay, 2 or 3 at bats, play 5 or 6 innings, and then you're done for the day. Dexter just took 2 at bats tonight and said, okay, we're good, we'll ease you in. He could be a player of the game candidate. Braun in left makes the catch.
And that's why a lot of times players try to avoid the rehab assignment. They I'm good to go. Just get me started here at the big league level. And the manager says, you know what? When you come back, I need you back ready to play 9 innings. Give me everything you've got.
Up. Carter and Jeanette giving chase, and Carter up against that little short sidewalls. Got it.
What do you want here, single or triple?
Well, triple's a tough one.
Pretty deep into that right field corner. That would be a 3-base hit with those funky angles out there in right and left center. That creates some bounces that could lead to a 3-base hit. He's among the active leaders in that department.
Well, we learned a few weeks ago 3 homers, 2 doubles is way more rare. Chris Bryant did it for the first time in Major League history.
Two outs, nobody on. Suspect he's got the green light here.
There's the walk. Super cycle still in play. Right? The homer, double, triple, single, walk.
If he steals 2 bases, we'll just turn it into a triple.
Chris has been on twice, reached on an error, and then a fielder's choice. So 0 for 2.
Shifted around, everybody on the left side of the infield except for the first baseman Carter. So a wide open hole there between first and second.
It's a strike.
Two outs, you don't have to worry about the double play, so you don't worry about that with your infield positioning. You're not as concerned with the base runner first going first to third on a base hit to right with 2 outs.
Line left field corner, fair ball. Fowler gliding around third. He'll stop there. It's a double for Bryant, and they've got him at second and third with 2 outs for Rizzo.
He is so quick. Tried to run that fastball in on him. It was in off the plate, but he gets the hands pulled in, and barrel flies through the zone.
Swing and a miss.
Nelson down 4 runs already, knows he's kind of backed up against the ropes.
Pirates trail late 2-0 at home against the Phillies. Been handcuffed by Zach Eflin. Garrett Cole, 6 innings, 1 run. Second start off the DL.
Now, you see where Nelson is pitching him 2 quality pitches to get this at bat started. Actually, all 3 of these really good pitches. Down, just out of the zone. He's got a base open. Sometimes as a pitcher, though, if you're pitching with that pitch around mentality, and then all of a sudden you find yourself with 2 strikes, you get a little aggressive. He didn't, and it paid off for him.
So Rizzo strikes out, Cubs strand a couple. They lead 4-0.
Welcome to Honda.
Thank you.
Head over heels, where should I go? Can't stop myself, out of control. Head over heels, no time to think. Looks like the whole world's out of sync.
So you like it?
I do.
Now is the moment to get the Honda CR-V you love, the best-selling SUV in America, at the Honda Summer Clearance Event, going on now.
The only thing better than rewarding yourself with a Culver's concrete mixer is rewarding others. Michael Johnson, we're just here to honor you today. And a lot of friends are along with. How about a concrete mixer?
Michael wakes up every day with a purpose, and that is to make sure children are successful in this community.
It's just a blessing to be able to utilize my life to help change the lives of young people.
Treat the hero in your life to a Culver's concrete mixer. Everyone needs a hero.
Pushing 10, somebody told me no, son, and I decided then I'm gonna dig my style, I'm gonna walk the same, gonna keep on going, no, I don't see no end, with the prize I'm showing, you better tell your
Closed captioning of Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by U.S. Waterproofing.
A little seepage in your basement is no need to panic. Count on the experts at U.S. Waterproofing to diagnose and repair the problem.
For a free consultation, visit uswaterproofing.com. A better basement starts with us.
Sunday night, get ready for Crosstown Classic Week on CSN Chicago. Join host Pat Boyle for an in-depth preview of the matchup, including how well do the Cubs and Sox know their opponent. Look back at the top Crosstown moments, get an exclusive look inside the Wrigley Field scoreboard, and more. Don't miss the Crosstown Preview Show Sunday night, 10:30 on Sportsnet Central. Jason Hamill with a 4-0 lead. Swing and a miss. Best of luck to Dan Vogelbach and Paul Blackburn, new members of the Mariners organization, who dealt as a part of the deal that brought Mike Montgomery to the Cubs. And Vogelbach at AAA has homered and doubled.
He can rake.
Jeanette strikes out.
A lot of folks thought Vogelbach would ultimately end up in the American League. Struggles defensively, but can really swing the bat.
Mike Montgomery, did you meet him today?
I did not.
He is a large dude.
Yeah, big dude, big lefty.
Braun to deep center. Fowler on the warning track. Oh, that's gone. Way gone. Looked like he was going to catch it. That hit the ledge of the batter's eye. Good 10 feet above the yellow line. 4-1.
Yeah, and that's why the base running mistake by VR. I mean, no guarantee Braun would have batted in that inning, but when you're trying to come from behind, you want to give your middle of the order guys as many chances with men on base as possible. The pickoff last inning prevented that from happening.
Fastball strike on Lucroy. Braun fly to the warning track in the first, so it's sent a couple pretty deep. One caught and one was a home run.
It's the third home run he has hit off Jason Hamill in his career. There's Mike Montgomery.
Joe would like to ease him in. He's happy to be here. Actually, Joe knows him from the days in Tampa Bay. Montgomery did not pitch in the big leagues, but was at spring training with the Rays a couple of times. As former Ray Ben Zobrist makes a catch.
Well, he's going to be reunited with his mates here from Seattle in short order.
Yeah, they'll be at Wrigley Field next weekend.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
Turkeys out there.
Carter fouls to the second of 4 decks here at Miller Park. We sit on the press box level right above what they call the loge. strike 3, and that'll end the inning. 1-out homer, Ryan Braun, and it's now 4-1 Cubs after 4.
We are here at Benny's Beverage Depot, and Joe, how do you get over and forget about an agonizing loss? Because you do that about as well and as quickly as anybody I've ever seen.
My rule is to lose hard for 30 minutes, to win hard for 30 minutes, and then move on. The only time I will carry it beyond that is when I really know that I've screwed something up. If I really believe that there's something that I missed, I knew what the right thing was to do, but for whatever reason I chose not to, that bums me out, that bothers me. Because we play every day, you have to have a short memory.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and you're talking to your doctor about your medication, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain and protect my joints from further damage. This is Humira helping me go further. Humira works for many adults. It targets and helps to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to RA symptoms. Doctors have been prescribing Humira for over 13 years.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB. Hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Ready for a new chapter? Talk to your rheumatologist. This is Humira at work.
Cubs lead 4-1. Follow in-game live on CSNChicago.com, presented by State Farm. A lovely night here in Milwaukee. Both teams' fans wearing a similar blue, but there's a lot of blue and red here. Zobrist ground out and hit by pitch. His first 2 plate appearances, leading off the 5th. Takes a sinker off the outside corner. So some of the internet buzz around baseball. There are reports the Texas Rangers are trying to possibly pry Chris Sale away from the White Sox.
They have a lot of talented young players, both at the big league level and in their minor league system. So they've got the kind of prospects that you might be able to pull off that kind of a deal with.
There's word of a possible job insecurity for Chip Hale in Arizona as their manager. That one just bounced over second base, and VR will make the play. That has gone very badly for the Diamondbacks as they shelled out huge money for Zach Greinke, traded for Shelby Miller, and they're in last in the West.
They've had injury issues. They've had we can't win in our home ballpark issues. 17-35 in their home ballpark. A lot of folks thought they would contend in the National League West this year.